Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of AMA. Ask Me Anything. I am your host, Adam, KN6QGV. Unfortunately, today I don't have my co-host. He is out sick, so best wishes to him. Hopefully he gets better soon. Today, I'm actually going to show you guys how to actually, on your 578 and 878, set up the date and time. We're going to do the reset from the front panel on the 8th on the 578. Then we're going to show you guys also how to find it in the menus and everything, and even turn on GPS and make sure that that's set properly so you can get it from there. So without further ado, make sure you guys do like and subscribe down below if you do like the content that we're providing and you do want to get notified when we do go live. We do go live every Thursday at this time, 12 Central. So just make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you get notified when we go live. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the other camera here. And as you guys can see, this one's already ready to be initialized. So I'm going to initialize this radio, and then we're going to go through the process of actually setting the date and time. All right, so as you can see, we have the date and time. You want to set to the right time zone, obviously. We're not +8. So you're going to want to go to the proper time zone. If you're not sure, you can go online and look. Also, make sure you adjust for daylight savings. So I believe we're 7 right now. I just pushed this in on this radio. Now, if I am on, I'm going to turn this one here. If I am on this radio, I believe it was P1 you push, and that goes to the next one. So we could just go through here and actually set it. Just keep turning like you see. What is today? 15th. And obviously it's 10. Now, if you guys do notice, it's in 24-hour here. So just minus 12 hours from it once you're above 12, and you'll get the actual time back to 12 hours if you're not sure on what it is. And then confirm. All right. So what we're going to do is menu. Oops. Settings. Okay, I'm going to do one thing here first. Radio set, voice key. I'm sorry, that beep is annoying. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, it's under other. And we're going to come down. Actually, we can go the other way. There we go. Daytime and time zone. Time zone, make sure you have it properly set. Daytime. You can actually go time set, and we're back here. Pushing through. So you can set it that way. And then you can also, if we have a GPS is not turned on, you could set it with GPS. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. And this is the same on the 878. I'll show you that here in a minute. I'll pull up the 878. So again, from settings, we're going to go, oh, no, not settings, sorry. I'm going to go Bluetooth. There we go, Bluetooth on. Oh, wait, no, yeah, well, I'll turn that on, but GPS is what I want. Sorry, I can't think today. GPS on. We do have a GPS antenna. I'm gonna move that closer to the window. Now, it might take a little bit to get some time, but we're going to go back to settings now. Radio set, other, date time, GPS. and then it's going to automatically go there. Now, another thing you can do with your date time is change the format to be in whichever format you like. I know a lot of people like number 2. I actually prefer number 1. So you can actually set whichever format you like. And then if we come back here, you can actually see the date and time right there at the top. Now, let me start up the 878 so I can show you. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So menu. Let me see if I can focus this in. There we go. Settings. Huh? I hit P1 instead of select. Date time. Time set. You can manually set it. And as you see, that updated to 23 as I put 22 in there. And then, oops, we can GPS check it as well, but I don't have GPS on this right now. So as you see, they're both in the same location, and setting it with GPS is actually a pretty easy task. Let me refocus onto the radio. In case you guys have any questions. Now I know it's a simple presentation. We had a whole other presentation ready for today, but because Jeremiah is not here, we actually had to switch it up and make this last minute. So this was something that people were asking us how to set the date and time. We thought we'd actually do this video so we could show you guys. Now, Rick, congratulations on getting your ticket. That is really cool. And welcome. Let's see, who else? What else we got here? My SkyBridge battery is bad. It is 2 years old. What are my options? Also, is the W0CHP Pi-Star software compatible with my SkyBridge? Okay, 2 good questions. Number 1, Dennis, you can get any kind of battery backup. Battery that for it. Here, now I know which one you're talking about. I have that around here somewhere, but I do have another battery backup right here type thing that you can use. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So right here, I actually got a bigger power center, and it's got solar. So I can actually put this outside and charge throughout the day. And then I got all my USB connections where I can connect my USB on it. So you don't have to use the one that came with the SkyBridge. Other ones are capable too. Just make sure it has enough output power. But as for the W0CHP, we actually are going to be providing a service to you guys to upgrade it, because we actually have to do a long list of updates. It's not just putting in the software and there you go. We actually have to connect to the devices internally and manually update the firmware and other things on there. And you guys doing that would void the warranty. So because of this process and how complicated it is, we don't want you guys to ruin your devices. So we have created a service where you guys can upgrade your existing devices to that. Let's see. We got, are the SkyTAC channels unique to the hotspot? How would I tell another user? No, they're not unique. They're actually, I believe, the TAC 310 to 317 or whatever it is. I'd have to look up the thing exactly, but those tech channels, you just look at the ID number and you can match them up to the existing ones on Brandmeister. We just call it Sky Tech, so you guys know the Sky at the beginning is using one of these Sky bridges. I can't pull it over. It's plugged in right now. I have a Sky bridge right there plugged in. So that's what it's using. Which updated software issue are we talking about? Are we talking about the CPS one or something else? Please elaborate, John. Ken, congratulations for your first contact on DMR today. That's very exciting. I know I've heard a bunch of people talking today on 3100 so far. I've just been listening. I've had a busy day, and you know, hearing people say, hey, they bought the plug and play, they got the Sky Bridge, they got all these other things. It's really cool hearing all that and hearing you guys use our devices. I want to chime in all the time, like, hey, you know, how do you guys liking it? You know, but I don't want to interrupt conversations that are going on. Richard says he just received the plug and play in 878 in Skybridge. Congratulations, Richard. You're going to have a lot of fun once you get on the air with that. It should be a very simple. If you're just plugging into your network with Ethernet, then you're good to go. If you have to set up the Wi-Fi, it could be a little bit of a process. We do have videos for that on YouTube. We actually also, if you guys are interested, we do have a program called BC Plus, which is an exclusive membership and community that we have. And last week we actually went over that, and the week before that we went over everything APRS. The show notes for the APRS thing is 16 pages right now, and we're almost done creating it. It's probably going to be between 16 to 20 pages when we're done, and it explains the ins and outs of APRS in a sense. So it's a really cool guide, and you guys do get all that, plus the interaction with us after the show, where you guys get to hang out, you know, kind of like a powwow or whatever you want to call it, and we have a lot of fun afterwards for about an hour. Let's see. Levy, I actually don't have that configuration in front of me. I can actually get that to you if you want to reach out to us with a support ticket. We'll get you that information. I don't remember everything all off the top of my head as much as I'd like to. Jeremiah is a computer. That's Jarvis. I know the stuff. I just don't remember all the configuration. I don't want to tell you something wrong over the air and then find out later that I told you something incorrect. So give us a support ticket on that. You can go to support.bridgecomsystems.com and I will get you that information. Yes, John, the update that we pulled is back up online. There is an issue, but they fixed most of them. You'll actually see it when you install it. I believe it's an N at the end, but yes, it works perfectly fine. Now, if you do have an issue, just reflash some of the firmware and that'll fix any issues that some people have. I think there was 1 or 2 issues that were found with the 578. You see when you put on weather alarm appears on the screen, WX and the free. Yes, correct. Ruben, what that does is that allows your radio to be on so you're not listening to the weather station all day long, and you only hear it come through when there's an emergency traffic or some kind of notification they need you to know. That actually will unmute the frequency and it'll make it so you could do that. They do this for a couple of reasons. One, so your radio can last longer and you only get to hear those alerts when you need to. Two, you can keep a radio on that in some places, like say you have tornadoes that are near you or something, and you can have a radio set up in your house where you're not listening to some talking all day long. You can have it on when you're sleeping, and when you hear the traffic come over that, you know that something's going on. So it's a good little thing to use if you want to have a radio on all day long that's listening to that, especially if you have some kind of area where you live where there's a lot of natural disasters and you want to hear what weather's out there. You're welcome. These are great questions, guys. If you guys have more, please put them into the chat. We do, I'll answer whatever you guys have right now. 52 viewers. Nice. You guys have any other questions? Have things you'd like me to show you? What's going on, Royce? The firmware on which one? The 878 or the 578? Yeah, I had 301 on mine, but 302 is out. I just haven't had the chance to update that radio. My my cable's bad, so I need to get a new programming cable to program the radio. Well, if you guys got any questions or anything, any show ideas that you guys would like us to do, please let us know. We could talk about that. You guys want to talk about anything amateur radio, bring up a topic, we could just start talking. Doesn't have to be a question. Now, while you guys are getting some questions ready, we do have some interviews coming up. We are going to be doing live here for you guys. We're going to bring some people in from different networks and different things like that. If you have someone you know or yourself is interested in being interviewed and ask questions or would like or talk about a subject, we'd appreciate it coming onto the show and helping us and talking with everyone. This is a community show. This isn't just about us. So we want to make sure that everyone is, included in having a good time. I have an 878 UV plus and an 870 UV2 plus. What's the different firmware? We do have the two separate firmwares on our site for them. You'll see V1 for the UV and then V2 for the UV2 plus. The time does get lost sometimes, but that's why I like the GPS feature, because whenever I do an update, I reprogram, I do anything, I always use that GPS time to reset my clock or anything on there, get everything resynced back up, especially when I travel. I travel a lot. So instead of having to go reprogram, I just get my GPS location and reprogram it that way, especially at like different ham events and stuff like that. You'll always notice that we're updating and having a code plug for those events. So we lose our time all the time. You have a problem disconnecting from a talk group on your 878. Once you have finished with the talk group, use the disconnect from that talk group. Yeah, the thing is, okay, so when you go and you push, I don't know if you have the top button here set for that or whatever, but when you're on your disconnect and you push the push to talk, all right, you have to make sure there's no traffic going over the channel at all. If there is traffic going over, it won't come back with a not linked. If you hear not linked, then it should drop it. Now, if you have that still coming through, even though you dropped it, check your two things. Check the repeater you're on. They may have it as a static talk group, or check your hotspot, your configuration in Brandmeister or something like that. You might actually have it set as a static talk group. Now, also make sure you don't have Digimonitor on. If I turn on Digimonitor right now, you're going to hear 3100 and a whole bunch of other stations starting to come through my radio. So the I lost my train of thought there for a sec. Yeah, disconnect. So when you disconnect, you just got to be very careful to make sure that you time it correctly, because you have to push it right then, and then also make sure that you're not trying to disconnect a static talk group, because that will not disconnect. They only disconnect the dynamic talk groups. I can talk to AnyTone about that, but it may be that they need to add a battery on the radio or something, a small battery for timekeeping. I'm not sure they have an RTC on the device or not. If your 878 battery is loosening up over time with us, what you can do is, here's my radio. You can actually get a replacement back piece and everything for the spring and all that, and that'll probably just tighten it up. It's probably just coming loose. Now that is a replacement part we do sell, and you can buy that. Now, one thing I do like is we don't sell these, but you can find these online. This type of holster. So the battery, I'm not always having this battery clip on the back. I just use the battery without the battery clip. And then that way, if I need to take it off my belt, just turn it, take it off, got my radio, easy to put back on, and don't have to worry about that. It's a nice little thing that works and is useful. Makes it also work on all my different stuff that I carry. Yeah, Dean, if you're only hearing Worldwide 91, then you're not going to hear any others. Worldwide 91 is actually one of the busiest channels out there. People like long-winded conversations. They talk on there. You're going to need to disconnect the talk group and not listen to that one. If you have that active, you're not going to hear anything else. You can make a couple different other ones static. I do have 3106 California. I got 3100. I got Skywolf, and that's all on my time slot too, because I got a duplex hotspot in the other room. And then on time slot 1, I got all my emergency channels and emergency traffic, so that can always come through as well. If you have Digimonitor on, you can hear all of that. There is another feature, receive call group, which means that while you're on a channel, you can hear certain other talk groups that come through while you're also connected as well. So that is another way you can receive it, but you won't be able to transmit. You'll have to manually switch that channel or manual dial. You're very welcome. It's from the bottom tabs. All right. Could be your battery is getting there, or the bottom thing pieces go wearing out. I haven't had that issue. I have a whole bunch of batteries. I switch on and off this radio all the time, and I haven't had any issues. I got like 6 batteries here. You could try changing the battery and see if that does it. If that's not it, then you might want to find some, depending on the warranty of your radio. If it's still under warranty, you might want to send it in. If not, you might want to get some spacers or something to fill in right here at the back or on the top, whichever side's lacking, so it holds that battery in tight. Probably just use some kind of rubber or something. Let's see. Oh, that's for my camera. That was for the 878. I mean, for the 578. That's how I was setting up the camera so I can actually see it. So here. That's what the low battery means. I barely had any power my battery was practically dead before the show, so I just put it onto the charger to get a quick charge, so I at least had some capability to show you guys the video today. Okay, Charles, we'll reach out to you and we'll get something going. We'll get that set up for you. I know Jeremiah's out sick today, and I think tomorrow as well. He'll probably be out sick, but I'll schedule something with you probably tomorrow so we can get that taken care of. You're welcome, Matthew. All right. Anyone got any other questions? Another question. You have a BridgeCom hotspot. Where can you find the adapter to have the hotspot sit sideways instead of flat? Amazon. For anyone who's wondering what he's talking about, they're 90-degree SMA connectors, so you can actually connect an antenna to the antenna port at a 90-degree angle. So you can either sit it on its side or whatever. And that will allow it to, put into certain places like on a shelf or something easier. What is Talker Alias? Talker Alias is the ability to pull someone's call sign from the air while they're broadcasting. In digital, there are packets and your call sign is attached to your packet. So what happens is when you get someone talking in, let me pull up the radio real quick. And I'm going to show you what happens. I think mine's set to override to Talker Alias. So if someone's having a little bit long-winded conversation, I'll show you what Talker Alias looks like. But what it is it allows you to pull the information from them. Now, if you have someone broadcasting and you don't have their information downloaded from radioid.net, then you won't be able to see it. All you'll see is their DMR ID on there. With Talker Alias, it'll actually pull their call sign and basic information so you can actually see it. So this is what a contact looks like. Give me a second here. Let's wait for someone to talk. I'm scared to try and key up worldwide. Here we go. So no name. There you go. That's Talker Alias. I hope you guys were able to see that. I know with the light and everything, it's a little blurry, but that's what Talker Alias does. They actually pull all that information from the air and allow you to see it on the screen. Yeah, I see there's a glare. So where is the APRS setup video? We may have a couple on YouTube somewhere. I do know our APRS videos. We have a couple of them over in our BC Plus community. So under BCU Live, you will see the replays in there. And then we also have them as part of our workshops. So you will find them in there. Now, speaking of workshops, we are talking about some new workshops coming up. Let me get some final OKs on them and I'll tell you what they are next week. But we are looking to add some more workshops here for you guys here shortly. Digital APRS question. Okay. Do you still use no. Digipeaters are analog only. So if you're using the 144.39, you will actually be communicating with the analog digipeaters around. Now, again, if you guys do use this for marathons and other things, do not use 144.39. There actually is a special event one, 144.99 with the 144.39. So you actually use it in a repeater type format. But they suggest you use 144.99 directly if you need to for special events. Now, as for digital, back to that, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to set up the channel to listen on through your existing channel that you're on, and then talk group. The first 3 digits are going to be the first 3 digits of whatever Brandmeister server you're connecting to. So in the United States, it's 310. because we have 3102, 3103, and 3104. So 310 and then 999 at the end. And that's going to be our APRS talk group. Now, as you do send it as a private, you probably won't get the packets. Now, you will get the packets if they are sent through the group and you're listening on that, and you will get them if they rebroadcast it. But a lot of times APRS digital is not really there for receive. It's more on the analog side than the digital side. Transmit though, you just go to 310999 for your channel. And then what I do in the settings is current channel, current time slot, private call 310999. So that will be the way you do it. And then just make sure your beaconing's on your channels. Is there a training video on what is DMR, why you want to use it, and how to get it from zero to using it? Yeah, and we're actually working on a brand new DMR masterclass as well. So we will go, one thing we are doing is we are going to take you guys down that journey and explaining everything from the basics of DMR all the way to being a guru at it. So Charles, stay in touch. We will get you that information when we have more information on it. We are in the process of actually designing that now. Yeah, not a problem. I know APRS can be very confusing for a lot of people. It took me months to learn, and I just one day deep dove into it and started doing all this testing myself. And that's where I learned it, and then helping you guys, teaching you guys has really been a way I can solidify what I know and explain it to you guys. So if you guys really are interested in learning more about APRS, I would suggest getting a membership to BridgeCom Plus, and that APRS lesson that we just did a couple weeks ago is really worth it. We deep dove into there. We explained all the settings, and not only that, you are going to get a kind of like a cheat sheet, I guess you could say, or a little mini book that's going to have all the information explaining every settings, explaining the different types of how you set everything, all the different channels you can use, the difference between analog and digital, stuff like that. We dive in deep into APRS and provide you guys with all the information. We also will provide that in the masterclass and everything. We are getting into other things where we'll get into GPS ranging and roaming, which is actually a lot of fun. You can do that with repeaters, or you can do that with your buddies, and you can actually see where you guys are at. Roaming will allow you to switch between repeaters. Ranging allows you to see which one you can actually use ranging with roaming, so you can actually see where you are closest repeater and then automatically roam to that, so it's seamless and easy. But you can also use ranging to see how far you are from your buddies. If you're doing something out and about, you're trying to find each other in the woods because you split up or something, and whatever it may be. You're out biking, you're out whatever, you find each other. It allows you to find each other and everything. Yes, Ralph, the APRS video has been posted, as well as Tuesday's live stream. So we got that posted now Wednesday. We're trying to do the postings and everything. I do apologize. I was meaning to send out an email to let everyone know that the video was posted. But yes, the video has been posted. Yes, Jason. I got a little bit more to write and a couple pictures to add, and we will be done. That's why I say between 16 and 20 pages, maybe a little more because of the pictures, but it's all in there. Everything is in there, and I'm going to upload that here shortly, but the video is available now. Give me probably Monday and I'll have it done. I just need to finish writing it all. I'm to the point where now we just need to set up the channels. But we already went through all the APRS settings, all the explanations and everything. So it's really looking good. All right, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you do like and subscribe down below. That does help us and lets us know you guys are appreciating it. If you're looking at for any of the devices also that we are using here today, the 878 or the 578, you can go down below. There are links to purchasing those. So that will actually help you as well. So if you are interested in getting them, we have them available. I don't know if they do over there, but I do know that Jeremiah and I were thinking about doing something for field day. But we'll see what goes on. Maybe we might do something this year, maybe not. We're discussing it. We gotta try and see what's going on and who wants to do it. All right, any more questions? Sorry, we're not as lively today because we don't have our co-hosts, but I do want to thank each and every one of you guys for being out here during your lunchtime. I know there are a lot of other places you can be. We do appreciate it. As I'm not seeing any more questions come in, we do want to say thank you. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic weekend. I believe it's Father's Day this weekend, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And on behalf of BridgeCom family and everyone, I'd like to say 73 and see you guys on the airway. I'm Adam, KN6, QGV, signing off.